A North Carolina teen is being charged for 2 felony sex crimes against herself for sexting her boyfriend. Now, 16-year-old Brianna Denson sent her boyfriend Cormega Zyon Copening a nude photo of herself last fall. Now, Denson was listed on a warrant as both the adult perpetrator and the minor victim of 2 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, second-degree exploitation for making her photo, and third-degree exploitation for having her photo in her possession. Now, a conviction could have put Denson in prison and would have required her to register as a sex offender for the rest of her life. Now, a plea bargain arranged for her in July should clear her record next summer. Now, as I mentioned, Brianna Denson was sexting with her boyfriend, and the agency hit Copening with 5 sexual exploitation of a minor charges, 4 for making and possessing 2 sexually explicit pictures of himself, and the last for possessing a copy of the picture that Denson made for him. Now, Copening, who was 16 at the time and is now 17, also faces possible prison time and the requirement to register as a sex offender if convicted. The charges have already forced him off the football team at his high school. As I mentioned, the girlfriend Denson pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor, and the district court judge Stephen Stokes put Denson on probation for a year. He ordered her to pay $200 in court costs, stay in school, and take a class on how to make good decisions, as well as refrain from using illegal drugs or alcohol, and not possess a cellular phone for the duration of her probation, and to do 30 hours of community service.
Wow.
Basically, for just taking a picture of herself naked. That seems kind of crazy to me.
And becoming a felon.
So if you look at yourself naked and you're underage, are you participating in child porn?
Well, context matters. Did you get turned on?
Yeah.
If
no, but
so,
here's the thing. In
you
North
broke the law.
Carolina,
If
you
you
can
did,
be
you're pretty cocky.
the age of consent is 16. So both of them had sexual intercourse with consent, and she just decided to send it over her phone.
Yeah.
And that turns into a whole other crime where you could be listed as a sex offender for the rest of your life. That's insane.
Yeah.
So let's break that down a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
So they can have sex with each other. They can see each other naked completely. But if they send a picture of each other in the state that they just saw after they had sex, that would be illegal.
Right.
Right? But even if they don't send the picture, and it's of themselves, and they keep the picture of themselves, that's also illegal. That's what we're talking about here, right? And so now you're having a conversation about whether it's a misdemeanor or a felony, whether you're going to plead, whether you're going to be on a sex offender list. And the guy's got even more charges because he has pictures of himself and her, right?
Right.
And so, but again, so if you have pictures of yourself and that's a crime, why isn't it a crime to look at yourself naked?
Yeah. For me, it's a bad decision, but it's not a crime. But that was a self-deprecating joke. Anyway, so she's in a ton of trouble for like 30 different counts or whatever. She would be in worse trouble apparently if he had sent her pictures, because then she would possess them, which she didn't. But he's going to get in trouble for less things overall, except that he's got some of the pictures she sent to him. But it doesn't matter to the court that she sent the pictures. Like, he has them, but she wanted him to have them. It doesn't make any sense. And all too often, I understand that we, on this show, we get sort of exposed to these little court cases from around the country. But very often, doesn't it feel like these courts go on and they have the judge and they have the bailiff and they have there's so many people there, but nobody has any common sense. No, like, there should just be a regular person who goes in and says, none of this makes any fucking sense. Obviously, they didn't commit a crime. Get them the hell out of here.
No, I think that this case shows such a misunderstanding of some adults, like, understanding of use of technology. Do you know what I mean? So like 28% of teens use their cell phones to send naked pictures to each other. So that's 1/3 of American teens sending these selfies. And then what are we going to do? Put them all in jail because we don't understand how technology works and how sexuality is evolving for young kids?
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
That 28% number was confirmed by 2 different studies. So that's tens of millions of kids who are doing this. And if you're their parent, maybe you're freaked out by it, you don't like it. But you're going to put tens of millions of kids in prison.
Yeah.
And through this story I found out, which I didn't know, apparently this has been going on for time immemorial. Back in the day, hundreds of years ago, they would write love letters to one another, and they would draw naked pictures of themselves. Now, when you're not taking pictures, guys probably took a little bit of liberty with those pictures.
Oh, I slipped.
Let me show you.
Jesus Christ.
This is what I
slipped a couple more times.
So now, Okay, we have laws that say if you're, for example, in North Carolina, if you're 15 and you're having sex with someone who is 16 or 17, that's actually okay because you have to have a 4-year difference for it not to be okay if you're under the age of 16, right? So why don't we have similar laws for pictures, right?
Yeah.
So because we don't want Jared Fogle looking at our 16-year-old daughter, 15-year-old daughter's pictures, that would be child porn, right?
Right.
Or it could be child porn. Certainly at 15 it would be, right? And so, okay, then let's make it that way. Same exact laws as would apply to sex. Now the prosecutors say, yeah, but that's not the law. Okay, so I've got to prosecute these guys no matter what. That's literally what they say in this case and many others across the country. But that's actually not true. John is right. They can use common sense.
Exactly, they can.
And say, no, this is a waste of resources to prosecute this. For example, it's on the laws that you're not supposed to do jaywalking. Do we want all of our prosecutors to say, murder, rape, robbery, that's less of a priority. I'm going to spend all my time because it's easy. I can find jaywalkers all day long, and I'm going to prosecute all of them. No, we don't want them doing that. It's okay for a prosecutor to say, I'm not going to prosecute that, right?
Yeah.
That is a normal discretion that you would use in common sense. And in the case of prosecution, you're not supposed to win at all costs. I know this seems funny given, unfortunately, what we've had in America and the history here, but you're actually supposed to care about justice, right? And do you really believe you're serving justice by, let alone the transfer of pictures between boyfriend and girlfriend, to take a girl in this case, and the guy, but let's just, the beginning of the story is about a girl, take a girl who took a picture of herself and say, okay, you're a criminal, and according to the law, you're a pedophile, and you sent child porn, or you have child porn of yourself, and so I'm going to spend money and taxpayer, resources to prosecute you.
Right.
No, that's insane. No, that's not common sense. That's not proper discretion. I actually think there's a good argument to be made that you should be fired over that. Not because I think you're a bad person and you did it out of malice. I'm sure what they're doing is, I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be safe. I'm not going to take any chances. I don't want to get fired. But I would argue the reverse. You wasted all of our money and you put these people through hell, right? I mean, the idea of, my God, she's got a misdemeanor on her record. A year later, it can be cleared. But if she follows all the rules, if she has a beer in that year, I know technically it's also illegal to have a beer if you're 16. But then
she's not allowed to have a cell phone for a year.
Not only will you not have the misdemeanor removed, but if you violate your probation, you could go to jail.
Right.
And the guy hasn't settled the case at all, still being charged with a felony. And this is just 2 cases. It's happening all across the country, and we got to put an end to this madness. This is not what the law is supposed to do.